สวัสดีค่ะ everyone
สวัสดีค่ะอาจารย์
สวัสดีค่ะ
อาจารย์ครับสวัสดีครับ
ค่ะกราบพระอาจารย์ค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ everyone
ค่ะ and hello everyone.
Dạ, dạ cho con xin hỏi nhà mình có ai có đăng ký đặt câu hỏi bác sĩ Kim Loan có muốn đặt câu hỏi không ạ? Thì có rất nhiều câu hỏi. Hôm trước chủ đề về thập nhị nhân duyên á, chị muốn tìm hiểu, em nghĩ là đây cũng là cơ hội tốt mà. I'm trying to encourage Miss Kim Loan to ask her question because she had a lot of questions on dependent origin nations, but I'm not sure that she's ready to ask the question now.
Chan and hi everyone. Yeah, Tam already had some discussion and some guiding about the 12. Is that Paccaya or something? Yeah, I'm still learning, so I like to listen and try to absorb more instead of questions. Yeah, thank you. That very profound and very complicated, not not easy to understand. Yeah, particularly the reality about that, not just the terminology. Yeah,
I
not
think,
just
yes,
the
I think
memory.
the main point is, like you say, it's not about the terminology, it's not about memorizing, but it's about understanding what is now. For example, we read about avijja. It's not just a name in the book, but what about the ignorance now? What about the subtle ignorance that arises completely unknown straight after the seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching, even in the sense door processes, and even when we're discussing Dhamma, moments of understanding. What about the many, many moments now? Just no understanding, no knowing. So what we read about is actually about this moment, about the ignorance now, about the different dhammas now, those that are the result of past karma now, and so on. Like seeing, it's now. It's not just that which is in the book, a result of past sankhara, but it's here and now. So when it's about what can be understood a little bit more now, it's more interesting and it's more relevant. Otherwise, we learn terms in different languages all to be forgotten. But
Yeah,
the understanding has to be about what can be known now.
yeah. But by listening to Dhamma, to the guidance from John, you and Ajahn, even we know the reality, but in daily life we usually forget, and then the reality that we heard, bring me back, bring us back. Oh, nobody, and everything just story. Everything is like dislike, and at that moment, the teaching really has an effect to bring me back about what is really, what is happening now, what is the reality
Yes,
now. It's just the
that's
it's just the sight, it's just the sound, nobody there. Everything just story, concept, idea, opinion, very personal, not universal. Yeah, thanks a lot.
yes, that's right. We live in the world of stories, concepts, ideas, but actually the world is here and now. Just the world of what is seen now, the world of what is heard now. But because of the ignorance, the first factor of avijja, so quickly, it's all forgotten, and they're just ideas that are taken for being real, the dream world, the fantasy world. So this is why we listen and discuss more about Dhammas, because without understanding Dhammas, what is Dhamma now, nothing can be understood about dependent origination or anything else. So it has to come back to what appears now, what can be known now.
Yeah, and I think the remembering did help, because we usually live with the story, live with the like and dislike, and for example, I am the central, and from there, I project my my personality, my character, for example, hardworking, for example. Then, someone relative very lazy, and it make me feel irritated. But then I remember everyone has their own accumulation. They have their own karita or something like that. Yeah.
Charita, yes.
I just stop there. And story again. Conventional reality, not the absolute or ultimate reality. It did help, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you,
So
Gautam.
this is why sanya is a condition for all kinds of thinking, for thinking about the lazy relatives, for thinking about the rain outside or anything. But sanya, kusala sanya, it's also a condition for wise reflection. But whatever arises, whether it's thinking this way or that way, it's just a dhamma, different dhammas. Avijja is a dhamma, thinking is a dhamma, like, dislike, they're just different dhammas, all anatta, as you said, or arising and falling away by conditions. No one can change it, no one can remember to have kusala, because no one to do anything at all. So that's why back to this moment, what's gone, all the forgetfulness in the past, all gone, unimportant.
Another thing
Always
about
what is
the
now.
original or original dependence or something. Number 4, cô Tâm Bạch, can I speak to you in Vietnamese? Danh sách, danh nhập, lục nhập. What do you call in that one? I don't know. It's quite different.
Salayatana.
Ayatanas.
Yeah, it's very much different from what I understood before I heard Tâm Bạch or I read the book. I thought that only about the sense base, and about the consciousness, about ý thức chứ cô? Ý, yeah. Sita Vidhi, something, yeah, the mind.
Yeah.
But it seemed like the combination, feel matter and feel Chitana and the Vipaka, etc. That call that number 4 in the 12.
So what is ayatana now?
The Yatana now is the 5 senses. 5 senses.
No, cannot be 5 senses. Now can only be one at a time. So at a moment of seeing consciousness, at this moment of seeing, then the eye sense is ayatana. What is seen, the visible object, is ayatana. The seeing is ayatana, and the cetasikas that arise with it are ayatanas for the moment, and then all gone. At a moment of hearing, different ayatanas. At a moment of thinking, different ayatanas. So this is the problem. If we just learn in the book 5 senses, 5 sense objects, so many chitas, it's not the way to understand what is ayatana. Ayatana is what is here and now at this moment for an instant and then gone. So this is ayatana. So
Before
even when...
Right. Before what you say, I thought 5 there, but 1 is obvious. 1 is working.
We cannot say 5 is there because the others are not ayatana, because they are not here and now at a moment of seeing. There's no eye sense, no ear sense, which is ayatana, no panya, no dosa, because at the moment of seeing only 7 Chaitasikas. So it's what is here and now at that moment of experiencing, like the balancing on the needle point. For that moment, those dhammas are balancing on the needle point and then gone. So it's just for a moment only.
Thank you. Thank you.
So each point, each term we read is so deep.
Right.
And even what you call number 3, the Chaitasikas that arise together with the chitta, they are ayatanas just when they arise. So it's not like what we have read about the chitta or the Chaitasikas. It's not ayatanas until we get to number 4. It's not like that at all. So whatever is here and now is ayatana. Let me see if, I'm sure Ajahn would like to, the many points have been raised. I'm sure Ajahn would like to discuss further. Ajahn?
No matter we are talking about or about the truth of what is there, which is covered up long time ago. So long. That's why whatever now appearing does not appear as it is at all. Learn to understand the truth that Buddha has enlightened. What appears now does not appear as it is. That's why it takes quite a long time to consider the truth, to have more confidence of the truth, of reality. What is there is real. It has its characteristic. Each one is different. So each one is a reality. No matter what is real. Hardness is real. So it's a reality. Thinking is real. It's a reality. So in life, there are different realities from birth to death, unknown, because the rapidity of the succession from moment to moment, like now or any time. That's why learn to be true to the truth, little by little, one by one. For example, what is the word or any word we talk about? What is the truth of it? Is there a word? How many words are there? And where's the word? And what's the word? See? So it means that from birth to death, just talk about that which is not known as it is at all. Talk about seeing, no understanding what seeing is. Talking about hatred, no understanding the reality of what is there at all. That's why learn to understand what is there. Buddha enlightened the truth that from head to toe, it's the world. Every word is there, one word at a time. Without that reality, which is conditioned to arise, only one at a time, just at the body, from head to toe. There cannot be any word, anything, any idea, any thought, any reality at all. That's why learn to understand what is there from head to toe. It's the source of life, of world, of everything. So what is there at the body? Little by little, see? Not far away at all. So is there seeing now? Seeing sees. Seeing sees. But where is it? See, no thought about it. But it's not far away. And the word seeing can be understood. But the reality of seeing is not understood yet. Because no thought about it. It is just a reality for sure. Because seeing is there right now. And seeing sees or experience the visible object or whatever we call it, that which appear, that which is now appearing, just that which is seen. No one at all. Learn to understand each moment in life. It's so very instant, in split seconds. That's why all kinds of reality arising together does not appear as it is at all, until we learn to understand each different reality and consider it, that it's there. But no matter how much we talk about it, it's still I, and that which is seen as something, atta. So it has to be very, very careful considering to be certain of the truth, that seeing is there now. How many moments are there from morning up to now? No understanding of the truth of it. That's why we keep on talking about it. Because when there is the understanding of seeing, there can be the understanding of hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, as that which hasn't been known before. A reality, experiences, an object, and it's conditioned to arise. No one can make it arise at all. Just learn to understand the truth of what is there as Dhamma, not just the word, but the reality from birth to death. Each one is different. It's conditioned to arise and gone instantly, never to arise again. Develop firm confidence of the truth, to let go whatever is there as something as before, and I from birth to death. Even we are talking about seeing, and they're seeing right now, the sense of self is there. When we talk about the sense of self, it's so very, very subtle. It does not appear at all, just the sense of self. But it's a moment of that which arises, so very subtle, taking that which experience, because there's no one at all. So it's me or I see. Seeing is taken for I. Thinking is taken for I. All realities which arise and experience the objects are I from birth to death. But learn to understand the truth. It's not right. It's wrong. Because in truth, seeing cannot be anything at all. And it is there just a moment. And when it's there, nothing is there. Only seeing is there. Experiences an object. No matter we call it what, it's seen by seeing only. A moment in life. Never arise again. On and on and on. So learn to understand what is there as reality. It has its characteristic. And that which arises and sees is the reality which is conditioned to arise to experience the object which impinge on the eye base. See, condition for seeing is there, so close. But how can it be known? Only hearing a little more, understanding a little better of what is there, that is not far away. No one who can make it closer at all. But right understanding begin to develop. Is it true? What is there is not far away at all. No matter it appears as a window or bed or shoes or fork or anything. It's only that which is seen, not just one speck, not just only the speck, but many, many moments. Condition, the shape and form, far away, because what is there at the eye is gone, but the arising keeps on. Condition, the idea or the shape and form of that which appears in life, and so many things in life. Different people, Kun Sarah, Kun Jonathan, Kun Tam, everyone there, from that which is seen. How come? In truth, no one, because that which is seen cannot be anything at all. It is only that which can be seen, no one in it, nothing in it, no atta in it. That's why learn to consider the truth, whether it's true or not. Be true to the truth, Satya Bharami. It's there, not I anymore, not anything anymore, but what appears from moment to moment is many people and many things all around. See what is true and what is not true. So learn a little more of that which is there in life, because what Buddha enlightened is so close, not far away at all. But no thought about it, only his word of truth condition, moment of understanding the truth. No one. Why? Because what is there is just at the head to toe, one at a time. Just a dot, a speck, see, and gone, all gone. Whatever is conditioned to arise has a reason and then gone because conditioned it to just arise. And so as soon as it has a reason, it's gone. That's why the very deep truth is that Buddha said, understand that which has arisen now. See, how many moments now and now and now and now, unknown, until it begins to know what is there, little by little. As now there is a reality which experiences an object, and that which is experienced just in a moment, only a moment. It cannot be anything. But from moment to moment, on and on and on, so rapidly, arising and falling away, condition the shape and form of something be known as what is there, as an atta, a thing. But in truth, what is taken for a plate or a fork is seen as color, is touched as hardness and softness. See, that can be realized gradually from life to life, eons to eons, to let go or wearing away just a little bit of ignorance and attachment and wrong understanding. When it's just the sense of self, it does not show up, just a sense, but it's wrong. So it's the moment of asava, the very subtle titi. No one knows because it's so subtle. But when it's strong enough, it is known. But wrong understanding itself cannot understand the truth. It cannot know what is there. But it's just a moment of thinking, the idea of that which appears as people and things all around from birth to death. So, understanding who's the Buddha and what is Dhamma and what he taught for 45 years, just the details of the truth of a reality in different aspects to understand the truth. From that which arises any moment, experiencing an object, to just one moment, what is that? More precise to understand the difference of each moment and different realities as different tattoo, different ayatana, and so on. Little by little, just about what is there now, each moment in life, right now. Just have a little more confidence of the truth. Satya Bharami, so very subtle, so very complicated. But the word of truth can condition moment of hearing again and again and again, and attention to the truth again and again and again of one reality at a time to understand each moment, which in life, what is that? It's just that which is experienced through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. But what are there? And what are there? That's why I learn a little more from moment to moment. on and on to be conditioned to instantly aware with understanding of just one reality right now, unknown before, just anatta, unexpectedly, no matter what is there, sorrow, pleasant feeling, attachment, aversion, unexpected moment. But in life, there are so many realities that can be learned to understand the truth. They are gone. Each moment is gone, never lasts at all. So each moment is not lasting at all. Pass away instantly. Is it true? And this is life. So a little bit of no sense of self gradually wearing away unknowingly until the moment of understanding, not just from hearing and considering, but by condition, stage by stage, to realize the truth. And that is the teachings of the light, of the enlightened one. Otherwise, who knows who's the Buddha? Only the great virtues of wisdom, purity, and kindness, compassion to everyone. So we can talk about what is there a little more to understand the truth gradually, that it cannot be taken for anything at all because it's gone, never arise again. It seems just a little bit of understanding what we have heard again and again, but this is the only way. Develop so very subtly that no one knows how much understanding is accumulated. Is it true? Is this the way to understand the truth? Little by little, stage by stage, until what is there now is realized as it is, as it is. Nothing is changed. It's there just right now. But right now, ignorance is there. The sense of self is there until it is the moment of beginning to understand the path, hearing again, understanding again, little by little, just like that. Who knows how much it develops? But this is the only way, the only path leading to understand what is there now appearing. Is it true? So what is the sense of self? Very subtle, wrong understanding. Until it's wrong enough in a day. It's mine, it's mine, it's me, it's someone still there. Until less ignorance, less attachment, less wrong understanding. Very gradually, unknowingly, that's the way it is right now. So we can talk about any Dhamma by different aspects, by way of Paticca by way of Dhatu, by way of Ayatana, just about what is there right now. A little more understanding, little by little.
Yes, thank you Achan. Cô Hòa Con thấy cô bật camera. Hôm trước cô có cái thắc mắc về cái cảnh cận y duyên về sân á. Cô có muốn đặt câu hỏi đó của cô không ạ? Không biết là
Dạ,
cô Hòa có nghe được con nói không ạ?
hình như cô Hòa chưa nghe được chị ạ.
Cô Hòa có nghe được con nói không ạ?
Dạ, không nghe gì ạ, không không nghe được cái gì ạ.
Bây giờ cô nghe được chưa ạ?
Hình như không nghe cô Tâm nói ạ.
Thế nhờ Thanh Tâm hay là Hải nói đấy lại
Thanh
không được.
Tâm thì Thanh Tâm nghe được Thanh Tâm mà không nghe được cô Tâm nói.
Vâng. Thế nhờ bạn Thanh Tâm nói lại cái câu của chị với cô xem cô có muốn đặt câu hỏi hôm trước không?
Vẫn không nghe, cô Tâm nói không. Vâng ạ. Thì sẵn bây giờ thì không có ai hỏi thì con muốn hỏi A Chan là như là hôm cô Tâm cô có đọc thì như là vô gián cận y duyên thì như là về các sắc thì sắc không đặc tính thì không phải là đối tượng, nhưng các sắc có đặc tính thì có thể là đối tượng. thì thì trong khi thì hiện tại thì đôi khi về tâm hay tâm sở thì con có đôi khi cũng có sự suy xét về cái sự sinh diệt của chúng, rồi có cái tư duy về cái sự không kiểm soát được ở nơi nơi các đặc tính của tâm hoặc là tâm kinh nghiệm. Nhưng mà riêng về sắc thì nó luôn luôn là như là một hình khối vững chắc, nên là con cũng muốn hỏi thêm về sắc và các đối tượng của sắc. Như bữa đấy là con nghe là như các sắc không đặc tính thì con cũng biết có 10 sắc không đặc tính, còn 10 sắc, 8 sắc là có đặc tính thì có thể là đối tượng. Thì con không biết nó sẽ là đối tượng như thế nào. Và con cũng muốn hỏi thêm là cái tính chất sinh diệt của các pháp là sắc pháp thì nó như thế nào ạ? Thì con chưa có sự liên kết đó trong cuộc sống. Dạ.
Con không biết là cái điều đấy có thể nói trong cái vô gián cận y duyên không? Ờ, cô thế con chỉ tóm cô là cô muốn hỏi về về hai cái loại sắc đúng không ạ? Sắc có đặc tính và sắc không có đặc tính. Um, she has a question, but I'm not sure because she mentions many things, but I'm not sure how they related. She mentioned about Anantara, Upanisaya Pachaya. And then she also talks about rupas. She has that, although sometimes she can consider about chitasikas, but rupas are still something that she's not sure about. And among the rupas, she heard about the 10 Asabhawa rupas and the 8 Sabhawa rupas. And she said that only the 8 Sabhawa rupa can be object of Anantara Upanisaya Pachaya. So that's one aspect of her question. And then she also said that she's not sure about how the rupa arise and fall away.
So where to start? Well, as we said, the Anantara Upanisya Pachya refers to the Pachya, which is the desirable object, which is an inducement for the what is conditioned, the Pacchyupana. So, for example, the pleasant visible object or the very pleasant sound is a condition, is a decisive support condition for the thinking now with lobha, the lobha towards it, or the object that is to be understood, the visible object, can be a condition, a pachya for the understanding now. So it's not an undesirable object, but it has to be that which is desirable either for lobha or for understanding, for kusala. Now, the point about the sabhava and asabhava rupas. So there are 28 rupas, and of these 28 rupas, how many are sabhava and how many are asabhava? So 18 are sabhava. It means they have a characteristic which can appear, that can be known. But those which are asabhava, like the akasa rupa, are those which cannot be known, or else they're ones that are dependent on other rupas. So of the 18 sabhava rupas, so the visible object, it depends whether it's a desirable or not a desirable, a pleasant or an unpleasant rupa, as to whether it is a condition for, by way of anantrupa nisya pachya, for attachment to arise, for example. So I think there are many points and rupas that arise and fall away. It's like now, the visible object that's seen now arises by conditions. If it's outside the body, it has to arise conditioned by temperature. It arises, gone so quickly, very, very quickly. That's all. So I'm not quite sure what we should talk about now. But the point is, as Ajahn was stressing, it has to be about now. Pleasant objects now, rupas, which arise and fall away, which can be conditioned for clinging, because it's the one that is particularly desired, the taste of a mango, but maybe not the taste of water that is drunk. No big attachment to it. So it's particular objects which are conditioned by, in this way, any sound that is pleasant or desirable, any reality that can be the object for understanding right now. So, any questions so far? So
Dạ
the
vâng, như
Anantara Upanishad.
bà Sa vừa giảng cho con nghe thì con cũng thấy là đúng là như cái sắc đối tượng thị giác đi, thì nếu là khả ái thì nó có thể làm duyên cho tâm tham, hay là như âm thanh khả ái như bây giờ được nghe pháp thì nó cũng có thể làm duyên cho sự suy xét, thì nó có thể là cảnh của cái đối tượng của vô gián cận y duyên. Thì con cũng nhận ra cái chỗ bà giảng, nhưng mà con thấy là ở nơi con về cái tính sinh diệt của sắc thì nó hình như là nó cứ hướng về hình khối nhiều hơn là các đặc tính, còn về danh thì đã có bắt đầu khởi điểm sự suy xét. Đấy là cái chỗ suy nghĩ của con ạ.
Actually, just before you go on to translate, I misheard something. I thought she was asking about Aramana-upanishad, but now I realize it was Anantara-upanishad. This is different. So the Aramana-upanishad refers to the object, which is a powerful inducement for clinging or understanding, for kusala, a desirable object. But the Anantara-upanishad pachya is just referring to the chitta, which is strongly inducing the chitta that follows to arise. So actually every chitta is Anantara Upanishad Pachya, for the chitta that follows after the adverting consciousness. It must be seeing. I'm sorry, I'm confused. I thought she was asking about Aramana, but it's Anantara Upanishad Pachya she was asking about.
Yes, so I think there was the confusion in as her part in the first place. So basically, what she just said is, although she had some vague ideas about how the chitta or chittasika have a characteristic and they arise and fall away, but when talking about rupas that arise and fall away, she just think of in terms of a whole of something, and it's hard for her to understand it as a characteristic that arises and falls away.
Like the sound now that is heard, we know the sound must arise in a group with at least 8 other rupas. So there must be the group of rupas, a kalapa, including sound which arise and fall away, but only the sound impinges on ear sense. Only the sound can be heard. So the group is conditioned to arise either by chitta when speaking or by temperature outside the body. It arises, falls away instantly. And the sound is one of those rupas, the one that is impinged on ear sense, gone completely, together with the other rupas that it arises and falls away with, including the 4 primary rupas which condition it. That's all. So it's now, the sound now heard, different from the sound a moment ago. Each one arises and falls away, conditioned by the primary rupas it arises together with.
Thưa cô Sarah,
Hello. I don't know if
thưa
this
cô
is
Sarah,
relevant
con xin
to...
hỏi, dạ,
Go on,
chú Sarah
please.
nói đi ạ.
Go ahead, John.
Sorry, just a quick comment. Sorry, Suan Lan. I don't know if this is relevant to part of the question, but I noticed that the Sabhawa Rupas in the Abhidhamma Sangaha, the Sabhawa Rupas are, that is those of the 18 kinds, are said to be matter to be comprehended by insight. Whereas the Asabhawa Rupas are not so described, and they're described as characteristics of material phenomena. That being material production, continuity, decay, and impermanence. And it goes on to say, by production and continuity are meant the material phenomenon of birth. And I'm not sure exactly what that's referring to, but there's obviously a distinction between the two sets in terms of their ability to be the object of direct understanding and insight. Thank you.
The Sabhawa rupas are those that have characteristics that appear now, like hardness or heat now, or sound, or visible object. There's a characteristic that appears that can be understood.
Yes, so I understood part of the question to refer to the rupas as object of insight. Was that right, Tambak? Do you remember?
Yes, I think that you put it right. The question was a little bit confusing because she mentioned first about Anantara Panisaya Pachaya. That's why I couldn't see the relations, but I think the way you answer it may be what she was looking for, but she couldn't formulate the question. Thank you, John. Đã không biết là chị Lan mời chị.
Dạ, Thưa cô Sarah, con có một cái câu hỏi liên quan với lại cái phần cô Sarah mới vừa nói. Cô Sarah nói là khi mà cái đối tượng nó có một cái sức mạnh, nó có thể là khả ái thì có thể là làm duyên cho dính mắc, hoặc là làm duyên cho hiểu biết, thì đó chính là vô gián cận nghi duyên. Vậy cô Sarah có thể nói rõ hơn cho chúng con về cái vô gián cận nghi duyên nó khác như thế nào so với trưởng duyên với lại tôi xin lỗi là đó là cô Sarah nói đó là cảnh cận y duyên, và con muốn biết là nó khác nhau như thế nào so với lại cái cảnh trưởng duyên
Vâng, cái này có được nói trong buổi hôm trước rồi đó, nhưng mà thôi chị cứ hỏi thì em lại nhắc lại vậy. Her question, I think, is similar to what we have discussed, I think, 2 weeks ago, because now you just mentioned about Aramana Upanisaya Pachaya, and you said that when the object is desirable, it can be a powerful conditions for Loba to arise. And to her, it sounds very similar to the Adipati, Pachaya. So you already explained before, but maybe you can explain again about how different these two conditions are.
Yes, these two conditions have exactly the same Pachya Dhamma and exactly the same Pachayodana Dhamma, Pachupana Dhamma. So there's a subtle difference when we're talking about the Aramana Adipati Pachya Dhamma. It does condition the Pachupana by way of being a very desirable object. That is correct. Whereas when we're talking about the Aramana Upanisya Pachya, it is the object that is a powerful inducement for the chitta that follows, but it's actually referring to the same pachya. For example, the desirable object, the desirable taste, and the same pachupana, the chitta with loba, or the same visible object that has been considered carefully as a condition for panya later. But the Aramana Adipati is emphasizing the particular object, whereas the Aramana Upanisya is stressing the way it is a particular inducement for the chitta and chaitasikas. But they're very close. And just while you are here, before we bring Ajahn into the conversation, just at the end of last time, you were asking about, I remember, Anyamanya and Sampayutta Pachyas. So we discussed briefly that Sampayutta Pachya just refers to Namadhammas that arise together, same base, same vatu, arise together, experience exactly the same object, fall away together. So it's just referring to namas, the 4 khandhas, those namas, the chitta and the chaitasikas that arise together at any moment, experience the same object and fall away instantly. That's it. It doesn't refer to any rupas. Whereas when we're talking about anyamanya, which is mutual support, like the example is given of the sticks that support each other, it can refer to the 4 namakhandhas, which arise together, support each other. It can also refer to the 4 primary rupas that arise together, support each and condition each other, and fall away together. And it can refer at birth to the patisandhi chitta, the chaitasikas, and the heart base, just the heart base at birth that arise together just at that one moment, conditioned by past karma, condition each other at that moment, support each other. So Anyamanya can refer to certain groups of rupas, and these are all included in Sahajata Pachya, but it's different because Sahajata Pachya, connascence, condition, can be a one-way conditioning. For example, Chitta conditions rupas when at the moment of arising by Sahajata Pachya, but the rupas can never condition the Chitta at that moment. Or what else? There are other examples. The primary rupas condition the dependent conditions by Sahajata Pachya, but it's not mutual. So subtle differences, subtle overlaps. But in any case, it's just to understand that now no self here, no one here, just dhammas arising by conditions. And as Jan was stressing, and we were discussing in the earlier discussion today, the sense of self is there so quickly after seeing and hearing. So we need to consider different aspects about what life is now, not for being confused and mixed up and just memorizing terms and labels, but just to understand now at a moment of seeing, it arises by different conditions, experiences its object, falls away instantly. The rupa that is experienced, the visible object that is seen, it's just a dhamma. It's gone instantly, never the same visible object that is seen. So all the detail is just to understand a little bit more about life now and to appreciate how much ignorance there is now. So when we talk about dependent origination, as we were earlier with Kim Loan, it's just about akusala now, which when it's strong enough conditions karma that can bring results. And then we have the results, the vipaka, by way of seeing and hearing, conditioning more akusala, more karma, more results, round and round. So it's now, it's life now, ignorance now, seeing now, akusala now, karma, if it's strong enough, that can bring results round and round. Anything else, Sun Lan? Otherwise, I will ask Jan to address any points she'd like to. But you were right to pick up the point about Aramana Adipati. It's true that this is the one which particularly emphasizes the desirable object, whereas the Aramana Upanishya is a little different. It's the powerful condition or inducement for the kusala or akusala chittas that follow as a result of that particular object.
On the same line, Hai raised the question about the hetu pachaya. She said that because in the hetu pachaya, the pachaya dhamma are the hetu, and the pachayupanna dhammas are the chitta and chitta sikas that arise together with them or with it. So to her, it's very similar to Sahajata Pachaya because they arise together and they condition, one condition the others. So what is the particular aspect about Hetu Pachaya? What is the emphasis?
The emphasis is that's why it's given it's the first Pachaya, because it emphasizes the roots of any akusala, lobha, dosa, moha, and the roots of any kusala, alobha, adosa, anya. So it's emphasizing hetu is the root, a bit like the roots for a tree to grow, so the roots for akusala. So very different emphasis. But let's pass it to Ajahn to discuss further.
So now we're talking about the Paccaya. What is it? What is Paccaya? Is it real? What is Paccaya? So many Paccaya, not just only one Paccaya, because Paccaya are realities. And each reality is Paccaya for the other before or the same moment. So very different from moment to moment. Without understanding Paccaya, there's nothing to wear away. The clinging to that which appears as something all the time, especially the I, the idea of I. When there's not enough understanding of the truth, ignorance is there. And because of ignorance, there is the idea of self. Whatever is there, experience the object is I, no matter what. That's why I understand what it's meant by Paccaya. See, from the very beginning, what is it? See, before we can talk about each different Paccaya, little by little, there has to be the understanding of what is Paccaya. Can Paccaya be only that which experiences the object? Or even it's not that which experiences the object, no matter what is there, it is Paccaya.
Tam, I think it's difficult for Hai to speak because she's translating. Maybe Sunlan can help answer the questions for her.
Chị Xuân Lan, chị có thể trả lời được không?
Câu hỏi là gì? Ajahn hỏi là duyên là gì?
Paccaya là...
Phải không?
Vâng ạ.
Paccaya, duyên là gì? Dạ thưa Ajahn, theo con hiểu thì duyên tức là nó nói lên cái mối liên hệ, mối liên quan giữa hai pháp, pháp làm duyên và pháp được làm duyên.
She said that in her understanding, Paccaya is the relationship between two Dhamma, the Dhamma that condition, the conditioning Dhamma, and the Dhamma that are conditions.
So, what Paccaya would you like to understand now? So many Paccaya, so many realities. So we can talk about one reality or one Paccaya at a time.
Yes, Sun Lan's question was about Aramana Adipati Paccaya and Aramana Upanisaya Paccaya, Ajahn.
So now everyone understand the Paccaya and Nisaya Paccaya. What is it? One by one, little by little. Nisaya Paccaya, Upanisaya Paccaya, Aramanu Upanisaya Paccaya, and then another Paccaya, Adipati Paccaya, another Paccaya. They do not mix at all. One by one understand the understanding of one reality at a time, or one Paccaya at a time. So what is Nisaya Paccaya? And another one, what is the Adipati Paccaya? See? Otherwise, we just talk about the word. What about the understanding of the meaning, the truth of each reality? So now, when we talk about the Aramanupanisya Paccaya or Ramanatipati Paccaya, we have to understand the difference between Adipati and Nisaya, see? One by one.
Chị Xuân Lan có biết không ạ? Có câu trả lời cho câu hỏi của Ajahn không ạ?
So now, what is the Nisaya Paccaya?
Dạ, viên này con chưa biết hả Chan?
I'm not sure. I don't know much about it, Ajahn. Would you please explain?
That's why there cannot be the understanding of Anantarupa Nishyapajya or Aramanupa Nishyapajya or Amaratipatipajya. See, there must be understanding of each one by one until they are together as one pajya. Aramanupanisya pajya, aramana, and upanisya. See, upa and nisya pajya. So, what is nisya pajya? We learn about what is pajya, but what is nisya pajya? Otherwise, it's just a word and a number. To understand whether there is nisya pajya right now, or upanisya pajya, or anantarupanisya pajya.
Please explain to us, Ajahn.
No, because you see that you have learned the word somewhere, sometime, and understanding each one by considering the truth gradually, little by little, that is so very deep. Nisaya pajya, upa nisaya pajya, one pajya or two pajyas. And what
Dạ
is
khác
the
nhau ạ.
They are two different pachaya, Ajahn.
So just nisya pajya first. What is it? And what reality are nisya pajya?
Ừ. Dạ viên này con chưa biết ạ. Chan.
I have not learned about this condition, Ajahn.
Nisya means the support or the foundation. So it's referring to those dhammas which are a support or a foundation for other dhammas, such as the nama khandhas. They support each other by nisya, pachya. They're all dependent on the others to arise, or the four great elements, the primary rupas, condition each other by way of nisya, pachya, the support for the others. So, and at birth, the chitta, the patisandhi chitta, and the rupas at that moment support each other. So it's a little bit like we were just talking about the anyamanya. So it is those dhammas which are a foundation or support for the other dhammas that are there at that moment. So this is the beginning.
Dạ.
And what realities are nisaya pajya? See, not the word, but understanding the reality a little more as it is pajya, but what kind, what way. That's why we learn a little more of one pajya at a time. Not just thinking about the word, they are different, and what is the difference, and so on. Just wanting to know the difference, but not to understand what reality is there. How come to be such? Pajya, different ones. So many pajyas. That's why I think that now there's no understanding of the nature of that which is appearing at all. Because we don't talk about the second round of the Four Noble Truth at all. We just talk about the first round. What is there arises and falls away in life from moment to moment. Otherwise, there is the idea of self. At moment of seeing, hearing, never mind what moment, the self is there. Very subtle. Asava, Tittasava, Attanutiti, I always there. That's why learn to understand Pajya little by little, not all of them at once, because there's not enough understanding of the truth of this moment yet. But now there can be understanding of the Pajya right now, little by little, one by one. Firm confidence to understand that that cannot be self and anything at all. Dhamma is Dhamma, and Dhamma is Pajya for what is there arising. Shortly or longly, Pajya is there from moment to moment, on and on and on. So learn to understand reality cannot arise without Pajya. So firm, nothing can arise without Pajya. So what about attachment? It's there by Pajya, see? So strong to be habits, upanisya, again and again and again until it's so strong. That's why people have different character, Pajya, upanisya, Pajya, see? So we learn little by little, a little more. So now what Pajya, if it's not known, we just talk about Pajya, but when it's there, it's not known. But the teachings of the enlightened one, just to understand what is there from head to toe, as not anyone, different reality, by different Pajya. That's all. Learning to understand little by little. In truth, there is no one, there's no me, or any atta at all. So what Pajya now? See, is there Upanisya Pajya as well? See, right now. Otherwise, just remember the word, but no understanding of the truth. All depends on Pajya. Different Pajya by different reality. So what Pajya is now? Is there also Pakatupa Nisaya Pajya?
Yes, Ajahn.
See, what is it right now? Pakatupa Nisaya Pajya?
Dạ nó là dạ bây giờ con đang nghe pháp ạ và con cảm thấy thích thú điều đó.
Now I'm listening to the Dhamma and I am having an interest in the Dhamma that is being heard.
So what is Pakatupa Nisaya Pajya? Not I.
The interest now, the ignorance now, or the interest now, the understanding now, or the wrong understanding now. These are the dhammas that are conditioned by Pakatu Upanishya Pachya now. Interest, not I that has an interest, or I'm listening to the Dhamma, just interest, just the Dhamma itself.
Dạ, thank you Sarah. Thưa Ajahn, hồi nãy Ajahn có hỏi là y duyên, thường cận y duyên hả? Cận y duyên là bây giờ là cái gì? Nó là thực tại nào? Thì con có thể trả lời là y duyên đó là thực tại của nó là 4 cái sắc tứ đại và tất cả tâm và tâm sở, được không ạ?
So to your question, what is the Pachaya in the Nisaya Pachaya? So now the four primary rupas and chitta and all chetasikas can be the Pachaya in the Nisaya Pachaya.
And when we talk about the rupas, so back to the question about the hardness. So the rupas arise together in the kalapa, and the primary rupas are a support, a foundation for the other primary rupas by nisya pachya, and this is mutual. But the primary rupas are also a support, a foundation for the dependent rupas by nisya pachya, but it's not mutual. They don't support. They're not a nisya pachya for the primary rupas. So we just begin to learn about the different rupas that arise together and how they are all dependent on the primary rupas by this and other conditions. But only one rupa, for example, only the hardness is touched, but it has to be supported by the other primary rupas by nisya pachya. So it's a way to just understand a little bit more about how hardness is conditioned, why each hardness is different at each moment, because it's conditioned by the other primary rupas. And the group all falls away at the same moment. No more support for each other. So it's now as daily life. What is touched now? And as Soon Lan just said, yes, the seeing now and the Chaitasikas, they arise together, they support each other. They're all a support for each other without pasa contacting the object, manasikara tending to it, ekagata focusing on it. There couldn't be a moment of seeing. So each one is a foundation or support for the others at this very moment. So it has to be about what is now, just like what we read in dependent origination has to be about now.
Dạ thưa cô Sarah, khi mà nói 12 mắt xích trong thập nhị nhân duyên thì chỉ nói là mắt xích này duyên với mắt xích kia, chẳng hạn như vô minh duyên hành, hành duyên thức, thức duyên danh sắc. Chỉ nói cái từ duyên thôi thì con hiểu đó là nói một cách tổng quát. Nhưng mà trong mỗi một mắt xích như vậy thì nó sẽ có nhiều cái duyên khác nhau. Cô Sarah có thể giảng thêm cho chúng con cái mối liên quan giữa duyên hệ và thập nhị nhân duyên được không ạ?
Not hearing you, Tam.
Yes, in the dependent originations, 12 links are enumerated. For example, avijja, pachaya, sankhara, sankhaya, sankhara pachaya, vijnana, so and so on. In her understanding, that's only generally speaking, but the actual relationship between each link is more complex. Like there are different conditions at work in between two links. So she'd like to understand the relationship between dependent originations and the conditionality, in the 24 pachayas.
So many conditions, so many different pachaya, so many pachaya for how avijja conditions, akusala, for example, so many conditions. That's why Ajahn, I think, is stressing We need to just discuss one at a time. Ajahn?
I think that the way to understand Paccaya is not by reading about it, but the moment when it's there. For example, seeing right now, what condition it to arise by what Paccaya, being what Paccaya, what kind of Paccaya, not just no understanding of the truth and then just think about Paccaya, but the moment of understanding the reality, there can be the moment of understanding the Paccaya right there at that very moment. For example, seeing, seeing right now, without Paccaya, it cannot arise. So learn to understand the reality, not the word at the beginning. It needs the, what is it? I sense. That's the word. But the understanding that there is a reality at the eye, but the eye's base is just only one speck of that which is conditioned by karma. So we learn about the karma paccaya. We just add the word paccaya when there is the understanding of what is their conditionage. Rather than just pick up the book and try to understand the word, the complicated pakatupa, anantarupa, and so on, paccaya, and so on. But at this moment, what is there has to be conditioned. It needs paccaya for its arising, different ones, for seeing, hearing, and so on. That's the way to learn. And why people are different. Some are interested in something, music, drawing, and so on, and the other is interested in sports and so on, and some is interested in understanding the truth. Without paccaya, how come? That's why what is paccaya? The habits from moment to moment, on and on, stronger and stronger, condition the upadesya paccaya to be that very moment of studying or hearing or listening or careful considering. People are different by paccaya, nisaya paccaya, very often, until it's so strong to be upanisya paccaya, depending on what is there as Aramanupanisya, the object which is always there, by conditions on. That's why learn to understand paccaya when a reality is there. For example, seeing, not just one by paccaya, but by the eye base and that which impinge on the eye base, and learn more the paccaya for that which impinge on the eye base, and the eye base is conditioned by what? That's the way to understand the truth, not just the word, because each word has its meaning, like pakatupa, nisya, paccaya, nisya, and pakatupa, and so on. It's there right now, little by little. So what has been heard or learned about paccaya, when it's time to understand it, it's right then. What paccaya is then. And it's so firm about paccaya, it's not just memorize it. So now, how many paccayas are there? See? And what paccaya is there right now, one by one?
Dạ có vật thực duyên ạ, có nghiệp duyên ạ, có quả duyên ạ, có đồng sanh duyên ạ.
Right now, there is ahara paccaya, there's karma paccaya, there's vipaka paccaya, there's also sahajata paccaya.
One by one, please.
So she first mentioned the ahara paccaya.
What is it? What is it? What is the paccaya and what is the paccayupanna?
Dạ vật thực duyên bây giờ con đang có cái nghe. Có nghĩa là vật thực duyên bây giờ là gồm có là xúc thực, tư thực và thức thực ạ.
So now there's Phassa and Chetana and Vijnana, Ajahn.
What Paccaya? Ahara Paccaya for Phassa, is it right?
Yes,
And
it's what she said, yes.
what does it perform to be Ahara Paccaya? See, not just the word, that how many Ahara Paccaya are there for Ahara Paccaya, not only just the word, but the understanding. If one say that Phassa is Ahara Paccaya, by what way? How can it be Ahara Paccaya? Not just the word.
Dạ, khi nói xúc nó làm duyên, nó làm vật thực duyên thì nói là nhờ có xúc thì tâm mới có thể kinh nghiệm được cảnh à.
When we say that Phassa is the Ahara Paccaya, is because thanks to Phassa, the chitta can experience the objects.
And how can it be Ahara Paccaya? Only that? Or for every moment in life, every happenings, every situation, war or peace and so on, because of Phassa, contact with object, and Citta experience it so clear as a chief. So what is different between the peace and calm and war and peace all come from Phassa, contacting the object for Citta to see it clearly, to know what is what, condition more thinking about such and such, on and on and on. And that is the meaning of Passahara Paccaya. And this moment is the Passahara Paccaya, is the Ahara Paccaya. Seeing now, is the Paccaya, Ahara
Yes,
Paccaya for its arising.
He said, yes, Ajahn.
So at this moment, thinking about Ahara Paccaya, can there be the understanding of the nature of seeing as a self? By thinking a long story about Paccaya. So what is the benefit of understanding Paccaya, not at the moment when seeing is there and thinking about Paccaya at all? Because that's not the attention to the reality which know or experience, because the object which is experienced is there, that it has to experience that object. Thinking about Ahara Paccaya, can there be the beginning of attending to the nature, the reality which is Nama Dhamma, to be Nama Rupa Paticetayana? That's why I understand the benefit of Paccaya, to let go the moment, no matter what is there, is conditioned. But the condition is there, has to be known. The Aramana Paccaya is there, not to be talked about, but to know that it's there as the object, but not the object in word, but the reality of the Aramana at that moment has to be known. Not just the word Aramana Paccaya, but what is there as Aramana, just as Aramana, by being Aramana Paccaya. So can there be a lot of Paccayas at moment of seeing, thinking about other Paccayas as well? Many Paccayas. But it conditioned the letting go, understanding whatever is there so very short, very quickly, by condition, just be there and then gone. by Pajya. What Pajya is there? Atipajya, Natipajya, and so on. Vikatapajya. So learn to understand the characteristic of what is now appearing, to understand the reality as just a reality. No name for it that is rupa or is nama, whether it's the four primary rupas or other rupas. But the characteristic is there to be known that it's just a reality which cannot experience the object. Otherwise, we are talking about Pajya, is that any attention to the nama, the seeing, or that which is seen as it just a rupa, no one there at all. So learn about Pajya to understand that what is there has to be conditioned by so many conditions. And it's there right now to be understood. What condition is there? The eye, when there is moment of seeing, can there be thinking, realizing, experiencing the eye? Impossible. Why not? Even it's a condition. See, this is the way to understand the truth, little by little. And we don't have to name it, but the reality of it is there as Nisaya Pajya or Upanisya Pajya, the habits from moment to moment. The Aramana Upanisya Pajya, what is the object more in a day, not the other object, only some object in a day, in a month, in a year, by conditions. It is so upa, strong, nisaya, to think about it because the object has such being object for how long? On and on and on, more often than the others. See, understand the nature of the truth. And then in word, in name, about what is called by what Pajya. For example, Nisya Pajya, Upanisya Pajya, Anantarupa Upanisya, see, and so on. Just a little bit different. Even it's Anantara Pajya. But what is there different by Anantara Pajya for each different person? So there can be understanding of what is there by Pajya to let go, taking it for I or something or atta, but it has to be the understanding of the reality of each different one to know that it cannot be taken for anything, something or I or atta at all. So the moment of understanding that we don't talk about it yet because it's the second round of the Four Noble Truth. A little bit of Upanishad Pajya to study, to understand Dhamma from hearing, considering, not just thinking about it as before, but understand the truth of each moment a little more by way of Pajya and by way of other aspects, Thatu and so on. Is attachment Pajya, Upanisya, always there, wanting to know this or that. See, Upanishad is there, so strong. Little by little, not in the book, but the moment when it's there. And I think that it's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ everyone.